WWE Fastlane 2021 gave us great matches, a match so undesirable it hurts, Smurf-loving McIntyre, greatest wrestling shirt of all time, medium rare Fiend, I would love to try that with barbecue sauce, and this.
I don't even know if that's PG!
So we all know that Fastlane is not an important pay-per-view and we didn't get anything important, we didn't get any title changes or anything like that, but I still approve because it was a night of great wrestling. Like, for the most part, the matches were really good. And can I get a bite? And one thing that your girlfriend can say about a WWE pay-per-view but not about you, it's great that it's not long. I really appreciate the length of the WWE pay-per-views recently because I like to be a functional human being after watching a wrestling show. A wrestling show is not supposed to be 5 or 7 hours long. Take Raw for example. 3 hours of a regular TV wrestling show and I feel like this. So I believe Fastlane for the most part definitely delivered. But let's start from the kickoff show. We got Ali vs Riddle for the United States Championship and that was an okay match in my opinion. It wasn't anything special, but definitely good enough for a kickoff show. I like the finish of the match. We got Riddle's finisher off the top rope, and Riddle retains the WWE United States Championship. After the match though, we got Retribution betraying Ali, and we even got the double choke slam sitting thingy. Something like that. I don't know the name of the move. I don't even care. So Retribution is done for good, I guess. I mean, Ali is not gonna be in the faction anymore, but are we actually seeing Retribution continuing as this faction? I really hope not. It's a failed experiment. This faction failed literally the first time we actually saw them, and there's no point of continuing because no matter who is the leader, it can be Randy Orton. You just can't fix it anymore. It looks way too goofy and ridiculous. Now we have to see some of these talents go back to NXT or on the main roster, but with a completely new gimmick. Just be yourselves. Yeah, that's the quote of the day. Be yourself. As fun as it is to be a sex toy. The first match of the WWE Fastlane pay-per-view was Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler versus Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair for the Women's Tag Team Championships, and it was actually even more predictable than what I said in my predictions video. It wasn't a bad match, but for me it was hard to get into it because I didn't care about this whole story in the first place. Since Bianca Belair got distracted, Sasha called her a rookie, but got pinned herself. And after the match, she continued calling Sasha Banks a rookie. I guess that's the story now. After playing with Reggie like some kind of a boy toy, they decided that it's time to kind of change up the storyline. Right now, the story is Sasha Banks is a champion, a veteran, and Bianca Belair is a rookie. So I guess Sasha Banks is kind of a heel now. Even if she's not, she has to be, right? Like, it would be so much more interesting than what we have right now. I mean, maybe she's not a heel right now, yet, but Sasha is definitely the dick of the rivalry. So you know what, whatever the case may be, at least right now, the storyline is no longer I am the EST of WWE. No, I'm the EST of the WWE. But blue. Then we saw Braun Strowman versus Shane McMahon. No, we didn't, because Shane McMahon injured himself while training. Elias talked to Shane McMahon about a concert at WrestleMania, but Shane McMahon says, you know what? I have a plan. Elias wanted to sing, but Shane McMahon says, oh yeah, by the way, you're facing Braun Strowman now. I've just realized something. Braun Strowman versus Elias is definitely in my top 5 things I never want to see in my life. You know, things like death. I gotta be honest, man, I barely paid attention to this match because I really didn't care. These are just two superstars that I lost any interest in. Strowman wins, lol. People are saying, this is false advertisement. You promised us Shane McMahon versus Braun Strowman. Really? That's the first time you're watching professional wrestling? Really? You're surprised, you're shocked. And by the way, man, this match wasn't even announced on WWE.com. When I made my predictions video, this match just wasn't on the page. So WWE even kept it safe, I guess, because apparently people were really hungry for this match. You're getting it at WrestleMania, and I'm honestly excited as well. Braun Strowman just beating the shit out of Shane McMahon for like 20 minutes probably. Off the stage, onto the stage. That's cool. They are obviously saving it for WrestleMania. Then we saw Big E versus Apollo for the Intercontinental Championship. Now, I liked the beginning of the match. It was really intense and told a pretty cool story, and we saw different sides of both Apollo and Big E. So the match was pretty alright, definitely the best match they had so far, but I didn't like the finish. It looked botchy. I know it was not. This whole roll-up thing was supposed to happen, I guess, because they don't want to take the championship off Big E, but they also don't want Apollo to lose clean, so that was, I guess, the only solution in their mind, which I just didn't like. It looked way too botchy. Then we saw Apollo attacking Big E after the match, and he stands tall even though he lost the match. So just like I've said, WWE playing safe with this rivalry, but what this basically tells us, there's still a chance that this match can actually happen at WrestleMania. You know, I'm not super excited. The story is here, but we already seen that match many times, so I don't know how much I want to see that at WrestleMania, but I'm happy for both Big E and Apollo. They definitely deserve it. On the other hand, even if it would be like a fatal 4-way or 6-man or 8-man ladder match for the Intercontinental Championship, they can just continue with the story. Maybe that would work. We also saw Seth Rollins versus Shinsuke Nakamura, and these two have great chemistry. This match was exactly what I thought it would be, definitely delivered and met the expectations. It was kind of a shame though that this match was really unimportant. You know, it really didn't have a story. Rollins and Shinsuke Nakamura both have unique styles, so we saw some pretty interesting spots during this match, so it was pretty fun to watch. Seth Rollins wins the match with a curb stomp, and that was about it. So now we pretty much know Seth Rollins versus Cesaro is definitely happening at WrestleMania, and I'm very happy for Cesaro. It's kind of a shame though. I honestly believe Shinsuke Nakamura is gonna be in an Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. Such a shame. I'm talking about Cesaro because we didn't really get a story with this match. You know, the only story of this match is Shinsuke is Cesaro's friend. That's about it. Now when it comes to Cesaro versus Seth Rollins at WrestleMania, the only thing that I don't like is that it doesn't have a championship. I mean, Cesaro's first singles match at WrestleMania, and him winning the championship at WrestleMania would be such a huge moment. Then we saw Drew McIntyre versus Sheamus. The face paint looked weird. It looked like Drew McIntyre's cosplaying as Aladdin. We all knew it's going to be a great match, you know, they proved it time and time again, but this time they definitely over-delivered. It was a great match, very physical, they fought all over the Thunderdome, and that honestly was my favorite match of the night. We also got a better explosion spot than at AEW Revolution. Then again, not very hard to beat. The finish was also pretty nice because that Claymore looked brutal. I mean, Sheamus sold the crap out of this move. And of course, Drew McIntyre takes the W and he's going to WrestleMania. So again, I talked about this already, but it's kind of a shame that this match was also very unimportant. You could have made this match mean something if you actually put the WrestleMania spot on the line. Number 1 contenders match, winner faces Bobby Lashley. It's that simple. It's lazy, but it's better. If it were me, you know, I would put Sheamus in a triple threat match, because this guy had some of the best matches so far in 2021, and I believe he deserves a big match at WrestleMania, but now I just don't see Sheamus fitting anywhere. Memorial Battle Royal, he wins it, yay! That's gonna do a lot for his career. I understand that Drew McIntyre is basically, you know, the top dude of Monday Night Raw and he's winning most of the matches, I guess. So I understand why he's facing Bobby Lashley, but story-wise, kayfabe-wise, why? Did he win some kind of a number 1 contenders match? Did he win a Royal Rumble match? I don't think so. You made Drew McIntyre look like a spoiled bitch, and he's not. You made him look like one. Then we saw Alexa Bliss versus Randy Orton, and that was honestly better than expected. Ayo. Sure, I wanted suplexes, I wanted body slams, I wanted punt kicks, but what we got was still pretty entertaining. We basically got magic. A lot of magic, a lot of spooky crap. Which again, props to WWE, even though I don't like this whole shit. I enjoyed it. So she basically used all the magic to avoid Randy Orton until we saw an ugly looking hand. And that was obviously Bray Wyatt, all burned. My man looked ugly as hell, man. We got Sister Abigail. Alexa Bliss started humping Randy Orton and she won the match. And that was actually the stipulation. The first to hump wins the match. So yeah, man, we got the new version of the Fiend, and my man looks ugly as hell, and I absolutely love it. The issue is WWE can actually ruin it very quickly. What I would do is, this version of Bray Wyatt, for now, doesn't exist anymore. Don't mix this up. Last time we saw Bray Wyatt, in my opinion, he suffered from overexposure. We saw way too much of the guy, way too many Firefly Funhouse segments, way too much interferences from the Fiend. Make it special now. I'm sure we're getting Randy Orton versus Bray Wyatt at WrestleMania, right? So right now, just make sure we see the Fiend like once or twice. That's it. Maybe we shouldn't even see the Fiend anymore. Only at WrestleMania. Make this guy feel special. No more Firefly Funhouse segments, just a monster who's not even a human being anymore. Just the Fiend, all burned, attacking when he needs to. That's it. So you guys know that my whole opinion on the supernatural crap changed. I don't like it as much anymore. I got tired of it. But at the end of the day, this was still pretty entertaining, and if you enjoy this kind of crap, I'm sure you absolutely loved it. And of course, in the main event, we saw Roman Reigns versus Daniel Bryan, Edge as special enforcer. What can I say, man? Daniel Bryan versus Roman Reigns, we all knew it's gonna be a great match, and that's exactly what we got. I could be wrong, I also believe this was the longest match of the night. And towards the end, of course, we got absolute chaos. So we saw Daniel Bryan accidentally hitting the referee with his finisher. Edge took control of the match. We saw a yes lock, and Roman Reigns was possibly about to tap out, but Jey Uso interferes and knocks out both Daniel Bryan and Edge. Jey continues the beatdown until Bryan knocks him out. Match continues, and then at some point we actually saw Daniel Bryan accidentally hitting Edge with a steel chair, and we got another yes lock. Now this was special because Roman Reigns actually tapped out for the first time in his career. But Edge doesn't care, he actually attacked Daniel Bryan with a steel chair, and if we had a crowd, this would be a heel turn. We got a normal referee, and Roman Reigns pins Daniel Bryan. The crowd would have snapped, man. This was a big moment when it comes to Edge's character. And what's his intentions? Did he just attack Daniel Bryan because he's angry that he got attacked during the match even though it was an accident? Or possibly he just doesn't want to face Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania? Maybe he's gonna say, you know what, this match is not big enough. I'm a star, I want Roman Reigns. Maybe that was actually a heel turn. I don't think so, but it's still a possibility. Now I'm 100% sure we're getting a triple threat match at WrestleMania, because if Edge kept it cool and continued being a normal referee, Daniel Bryan would be the WWE Universal Champion now because Roman Reigns stepped out and Edge saw it. So I'm sure that's the reason why Daniel Bryan is going to be in that triple threat match at WrestleMania, and that's exactly what I predicted. Edge is gonna make a mistake and it will lead to Daniel Bryan being in that triple threat match. I just didn't thought that Edge is literally gonna attack Daniel Bryan and cause him the match. And also, let me know in the comments below, do you actually want to see Edge as a heel or not? Obviously, Edge is a lot better as a heel, like most superstars. Edge was kinda known as the best heel in the WWE, possibly the best heel in WWE history, you know, definitely in the top 5 or even 3. The thing is, he's so likable now, and his journey is so interesting. I don't really know if I want to see him as a heel, but let me know in the comments below. So that was WWE Fastlane 2021. Definitely a good pay-per-view. Not important, but definitely had great matches. So thank you for watching this video, The Great One. Peace, love, and hugs. It's been a pleasure.